Welcome to Gold Fever Radio.
I go straight from the bank, gassing up the tank, cranking up the radio, playing old Hank, it ain't that long.
Well, hey, welcome to Gold Fever Radio. I'm just screwing around with these buttons, and I'm going to get myself into trouble right here, trying to manipulate this thing. So, our guest that we had scheduled tonight, Joe and Pete, they called me yesterday, and they said that, I guess some type of emergency or family emergency, or anyway, something came up, so they weren't going to make it, but they would make it next week. So, I brought my friend Tony on tonight to talk about whatever he wants to talk about. Say hi to everybody, Tony. Hello, everybody. So anyway, this is Tony. He was a professional gold panner, wasn't you? Yeah, I like to go pan. Anyways, can you read everybody that's inside the chat room right there? No. You can't? No, you do it. You want me to do it? Yeah, you do it. Hey, you're sure looking spiffy. Where'd you get this outfit? I don't remember. You don't remember? Well, why don't you pull your collar up there? It looks like it's pinching your neck. Yeah, that's much better. Does that feel better? Yeah. Hey, you know what? What? That's a stupid looking hat you have. You don't like my hat? No, it's stupid. It is not stupid. Hey, anyway, why don't you, well, here's all the paperwork. Can you read this stuff? No. Why? It's in Spanish. It's not in Spanish. You read it. Hey, you know what? Why don't you take a break? Say goodbye to everybody. Good night, everybody. Okay, go sit over there. All right, let me get this show going here. All right, let me see here. It is Wednesday, September the 27th, 2023. Let's see who's in the chat room right here. Herb, Secret Creek Prospect. Oh, Secret Creek Prospecting. Well, hey. Thank you, old Secret Creek Prospecting. Let me see who else is in here. Oh, the page keeps slipping down here. Josh, hello, Josh. And Birdman. Paul. Steve, let's see what you guys got going on here. Terry, Randy's Treasures Adventures, Patty's Adventure, David Villa. Hey, I can't read Spanish, David. I really can't. Let's see. Anyways, let's see. I had another thing I was going to put on tonight. I don't know where I keep finding all this stuff at. I've got tons and tons of Halloween stuff. Anyways, I do got this little vial here. It's got some dirt in it, but it's also got a little bit of gold in it. I'm going to give this away towards the end of the show. It'll be a faster show tonight, so stay tuned for your chance to win this little thing. I'll tell you how in a little bit. Okay, Wednesday, let's see. There's only 95 days left in this year. Today is oh my gosh, hold the phone here. I have to do this. Today is National Breast Day.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Push-Up Bra Inventor.
Mr. Push-Up Bra Inventor.
Never before has one man done so much with so little.
Lifting them higher.
From mosquito bites, pimples, and pancakes to melons, mountains, and Major League yabos. An engineering feat so brilliant it can only be described as va-va-va-voom.
Va-va-voom.
Thanks to you, even a 90-year-old grandmother can go from A to double D in a single bound. So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, oh hoister of the hooter, because when it comes to the bust, you're the best.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
You know, if they would have stuck to stuff like that, you know, remember the frogs and all the things they did. If they would have just did that and stayed out of the politics, they would have been doing okay. But no, they had to open their big mouth. Anyways, okay. It's also National Scarf Day, National Corned Beef Hash Day, National Crusher Can Day, and National Chocolate Milk Day. Hey, tomorrow is National Drink a Beer Day and National Cream Pie Day. That should have been today. Cheers, everybody. Let's see. On this day in history, 1938, Franklin Roosevelt appeals to Hitler for peace. Let's see. Also on this day, just after midnight in 1869, Ellis County Sheriff, I didn't know this, Wild Bill Hitchcock, and his deputy responded to a report of several drunken men were tearing up John Bitter Saloon in Hays City, Kansas. When Hitchcock arrived and ordered the men to stop, one of the men turned on Wild Bill and attacked him. Hitchcock shot him in the head, and the riot stopped. I did not know that. If it's your birthday today, happy birthday. You share birthdays with people like Gwyneth Paltrow, whatever how you say her name. She's 51, born 1972. She's a TV actor. Steve Carr, 58. He's a basketball coach. Samuel Adams, 1722 to 1803. He was a politician. He was also pretty good taste in beer, too. That's all I remember about Samuel Adams. I don't know anything about him being a president. I just remember about him having good beer. Let's see, events got going on October 14th and 15th. There's a push up there in Meadview. That's coming up real soon there. November 18th and 19th is an outing we're going to have out here, outing event for Patreons and channel supporters out here. I'm going to try to get the backhoe out there and rip up some material for us to play with. And then, of course, 27 to 1-1 is our New Year's extravaganza. We lowered that down to just 3 days. We're still going to have digging. Hopefully, I can have a bunch of dirt here in camp that we can run and just have a party and all that type of stuff. Let's see. Check us out on the web pages. We got a lot of web pages, actually. GoldFeverAdventures.com, GoldFeverRadio.com, GoldFeverAdventuresAndResort.com. There's something about that thing, Gold Fever. Let's see. I know probably all of you guys ain't here tonight because probably some of you guys are watching that debate. I don't know when it started or if it's already started, but I'm sure probably some of you guys will be watching the debate. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, subscribe to our channel. Help us grow. We try to post a video every week about prospecting and treasure hunting. All wheel prizes from last prize wheel, they've all been shipped out, so people should start to be getting those prizes if they haven't already got them. Let's see who has popped into this chat room while I was taking a nap. Let's see. Back up to Tad Hamilton. Hello. HD Shovel Ed. Hello. Bobby. Thanks, Jack, for all this wonderful information on gold prospecting. Well, you're welcome, Bobby. You know, I tried to give you some information. I tried. Aaron, hello. Gary Jockum, hello. You got wet this last week. I know I missed you guys. Would have really liked to have been out there with you, but maybe another time we'll get back out there and we'll do it again. Another time. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how you say that name, Aaron, but that's a weird name. Jerry Prince. Hello, Jerry. Let's see. Yes, it's cooling off here. I look distinguished with this hat on. All right. Cool. Oh, it starts in an hour? Oh, okay, so then we got time then. I'll be there in December. Okay, Jerry, we'll be here waiting for you in December. So, anyways, that's everything that I had going on here. Man, I went through all of that stuff real fast, didn't I? You know, about 3 hours ago, our power went out. Generally, sometimes when the power goes out, it just goes out for a few moments and it comes back on. But it kept coming on and off, on and off, on and off, and then finally it just went off. So went on the website, checked with the power company, and it said it was going to be off for till after 3 on one thing, and another thing it said after 5. But I said, oh crap, how am I going to do the show with no power? So my phone didn't have a lot of charge in the battery, so I went out, plugged my phone in the truck, since it has a cigarette plug lighter in there, to start to charge that up, figuring I may have to just sit in the truck and do the show. But about 20 minutes ago or so, the power came back on. So just in time, it knew that I had a show to do tonight. Not much, 103. It's been warm these last couple of days, but hey, the night, I think this morning was only like 66 degrees or something like that. So it's really cooling down. It's starting to get cold. Before you know it, winter's going to be here. So here in the campground, we're going to start filling up October. People are going to start coming back. There's people already got reservations, taking advantage of some of that 6-month special deals that we got going on, stuff like that. But you can find all that out on the website, so Gold Fever Adventures and Resort.com. Some of the specials we got going on in camp. Some people are taking advantage of that, and they're coming in October. Okay. See, a little off the subject, but you don't want to use that stuff in a spray can that expands to fill in cracks for insulation purposes. Okay. I don't know. I guess I missed part of the conversation. Okay. Very intrigued about those Polaroid pictures you took. What's up with that? Tell me more about all of that. If I had my books, I got to get those books. What I'm going to do, I need to go get the books. Birdman is in here. He can talk a little bit about that too. So let me play a commercial and run and grab the books, and then I'll be right back.
ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the only monthly gold prospecting magazine published in the United States and is the most comprehensive and respected magazine about gold prospecting on the market today. With readers in all 50 states, it features articles on detecting, high banking, dredging, small-scale operations, assaying, basic geology, how to read the land, regulations, and more. Our monthly Ask the Experts column is answered by true experts. It features answers to readers' questions on processing, detecting, geology, and any other questions you may have related to finding and recovering gold and other precious metals. The Mining Journal features the most extensive selection of equipment, mining properties, services, and more, and a classified section featuring over 20 times more new and used items than the nearest competitor. The Mining Journal has been in continuous publication since 1931. A full 12 issues is available for just $27.95, and discounts are available for 2- and 3-year subscriptions. And an online subscription gives you access to over 3,000 articles going back nearly 20 years. Our purpose is to teach you how to find more gold. ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal is the tool you need to succeed. It's time to raise your gold prospecting knowledge to the next level with ICMJ's Prospecting and Mining Journal. Give us a call at 831-479-1500 or visit www.icmj.com. That's www.icmj.com.
All right, welcome back, everybody. All right, you were talking about the Polaroid things. So I've heard about it from, like, so Birdman, you're still in there, Birdman and Daryl. They were doing these Polaroid things, and there's another guy that's out in this area that talking about Polaroids. So I started getting involved with this, taking these Polaroids. And remember, a few weeks ago, Pat Keene was on, and he was talking about like the gases that the ground will release. Well, I guess you know once the ground starts to cool down, uh, it puts out these gases, because the ground heats up differently or whatever. So what they're called these. Here's a book, Finding Treasure Auroras. So it's like you take a Polaroid picture and it shoots up these images, uh, just like that. So this book talks all about that type of stuff. And so like a gold could be yellow, and so depending on the different minerals is going to be what it is. Now I know that a long time ago the Indians used to think they were ghosts. They'd look up on the hillsides and they'd see these flames like coming out of the mountains and that, and they used to think that they were ghosts, but they were actually would lead to treasures. So people have learned by using those Polaroid cameras. See, here's a Polaroid camera uses SSX70. That's kind of what they look like, those little pop-up cameras. And I know other people have kind of used other cameras, and they say that those work too with the other different types of Polaroids. But anyway, so you take pictures when the ground starts to cool in the evening or in the morning when it first starts to warm up again, and it produces these flames. So I had to go try that. So that's what I went out by this one area where I believe there's a lot of treasures at. Actually, it was that last video that I did that you guys saw last week. I think that was the one where I went out across the highway and I went up there kind of looking for some treasures. But I didn't take the Polaroids with me, but that's the same area that I shot these pictures with, a month or so ago, as the sun just went down over the pass, and you can start to see these pictures. So the first one I took, nothing happened. It's just plain. Then the second one I took, you could barely, you barely start to see like a line. You can't really see it there, but you barely start to see a line coming up. And then as I continued to take them, as the ground started to cool, you start to see a little, right there, you start to see something coming up a little bit. And then I took another one. Now you really start to see it good coming up. And then, of course, that one there, you really see it good there. So that's over in the area where I believe that there's some treasures at. So supposedly where those flames are coming at, or whatever you want to call them, gases or auroras or whatever, auras, there's supposed to be something there, whether it's gold or whatever that is. So that area I need to play around in more. But anyway, so that's kind of what that is. Now, this book here is talking about the secrets of treasure hunting, and they're just using digital cameras. So there's another guy that I talked to that said, see, they're showing the SX70 cameras that work really well for that there. But other cameras, so it's talking about your spectrums and all of that. I don't understand spectrums and color stuff and all of that crap. But so with other cameras, they're kind of taking, you start to see the things coming up out of the ground. Different coins will produce that. But anyway, so digital cameras will start to produce them. Some people are using infrared filters and different filters like that. But so there's one guy out in this area was telling me that what he has done is he'll just take his regular digital camera and set it up where it's shooting into the mountain, and he'll take a picture about every 5 seconds. So he'll have thousands of pictures, and then he'll go through them all, and what will happen is all of a sudden against the mountainside you'll see, like all the rocks, and all of a sudden there'll just be one area that lights up. it's like a lightning strike. It only lasts for that second, so you just get that one shot of it, but then you can go investigate it. Let's see. If it's blue, it will be silver. Yeah, so when you get back out here, Robert, we got some investigation to do. Dallas, right. Hey, Jack, are you going to the Dutchman's Rendezvous? Yes, Dallas, I am planning to go up there this year. Wayne was on the show a few weeks ago, and we talked about all of that, and I am planning to go. Damn X Gold Pack. Daryl showed me some he took pretty amazing, and my friend Chris has detected those areas with positive results. All right. So, yes, I think there's something to. I think with the Polaroid cameras, people were complaining about them because they always thought there was something wrong with the film and all of that, but there really wasn't anything wrong with the film. They were actually just getting these images. So let's talk about UFO medals. Okay, let's talk about UFO, Aaron. A while back, I posted a video. There was a UFO that crashed around Kingman, Arizona. And I saw that on the internet. Everything you see on the internet's true. So I saw that on the internet, and it had a DVD out, and the guy lived up in Kingman. Well, the DVD you couldn't get anymore. I guess they pulled that for some reason. But there was still some articles that talked about this UFO that crashed up there north of Kingman. So I started researching it, and somehow one of the articles showed a GPS coordinate. So I narrowed down that GPS coordinate, and I don't have that stuff's on my phone. But I narrowed down the coordinates, and I found the area where I believed that it was at. So I went up there and I found the site, and then looking on Google Earth, I think I've told this story a little bit before. Looking on Google Earth, you could see like where it looks like it's all been scraped. So if there was a site that crashed there, then they probably took backhoes in there and they really cleaned that area up and scraped it down and got rid of everything they possibly could. I was there with a metal detector, and I didn't get all the way to the mountainside because I was just in my truck, and it was kind of soft dirt, and I was afraid to get over there, and I didn't want to get stuck or anything. But I kind of detected around there, and all I found was bullets. I did have ghost hunting equipment with me, and so what I had done is one of the EMF meters, whatever they call them. I used that, and I scoured the mountain with it, and right on that spot, it would light up a little bit. And I thought that was kind of weird. And then I had a heat sink in, one of them infrared camera things, and I would scour the mountains with that. And on that area, it would light up hotter in that area. So I do believe that is where the UFO crashed at. And the pictures that I saw on the internet from the mountain range, I also lined up from what I had. And I compared them together, and that's another reason how I found it from the mountain ranges in the background, from the article that I found to the area that I was at. And I'm trying to find some of that information on my phone because that's where I had the pictures at. But so one picture showed the UFO crash there, and then it showed a bunch of your military people scouring the area, and you could actually see part of the Jeep or part of a government truck in the background. I guess they were taking all this stuff away. I wish I could find all of these. Oh, okay, here's some pictures here. So this is the area right here. Now, I don't know how good this picture will show up here on seeing this picture, but you see this picture, and you see all the people scouring around, and clear over here on this side is the Jeep or truck, an army truck. That mountain in the background is what I was shooting into, that mountain there. So supposedly they took that UFO, and here's some stuff where it's been acted out and all of that type of stuff. whatever they call that, and then wherever they took that ship at, type thing. Okay, those are only the pictures I have. But anyway, so I went up there, and that video is on YouTube. I did that a while back. It's on YouTube there. So I want to go back up there and play some more up there, but I believe that there is something up there. That's a UFO crashed, and there is that place on Highway 40. Anybody that's been through that area or whatever, there's a big dome up there, and there's a UFO museum there. Supposedly they have an alien, that's in there that they got whatever, and then they're showing the video of the autopsy of this alien and all that. So that's pretty freaky place. A lot of people think that the crash happened further north, and that was kind of the reports that it was further north where it crashed at, but it really wasn't further north. And other people think there may have been 2 or 3 of them that was all scouring around there, and they had 2 different crashes. So, some of that is little, fuzzy, but I believe I found the one site where the one was. So, that's all that show Aaron says. Okay. I'll go back out there again. Okay, so YouTube is altering things. I don't know what they're altering. When you take a Polaroid pic of a spot you think might have gold or silver, you are looking for what is called a flare in the pic. If the flare is yellow or red, it will be gold. Okay, there you go. Birdman. Okay. Let's see. Also have handheld thermal camera to help find caves or mines emitting warm or cool air depending on seasons. They would probably do that. I've had water leaks in the ceiling, and I pointed at the water leak and up in the ceiling, and I can see the cool spots where the water is up above through the thing. It's really amazing how those thermal imaging cameras work like that. Ghost hunters use them too. Bobby, thank you, Jack. Hopefully I will meet you in person at the rendezvous. I'll be up there. So I plan to be there Friday, I think it is, at noon time. That was what I remember was. Day after Roswell. Yeah, I don't remember what date that was. It was in that video. Hit it with a sledgehammer, and it goes back to its original form. Okay, you guys are talking about something else. Okay, well, thank you, Secret Creek. Take care. I'll try with my camera. Okay. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Okay, so that's what's happening with all of that. Now you guys are all up to speed as to everything. So I did say I was going to give away one of this vial. Got some gold in it. I put the gold in a smaller little vial because then, the little packages I used to put them in, it costs like $8 just to ship out the little package. And it's getting ridiculous shipping. So I put it in a smaller one. Still got some sand in it too, so you still have to pan it out. Got some sand and black sands and a little bit of gold in there. But so I'll put that in an envelope and send that out to somebody. Use the helicopter to get over to stateside. Dallas, right. I never done any detecting over there, no. I did fly the drone over this area where that UFO was too. And it was interesting. But like I say, I'll drive the ATV over there one day when it starts to cool down. Minuteman Adventures. I'm here, but I'm late. Ha! You ain't first. Minuteman Adventure. That's right. So October is coming soon. Everybody will soon be coming back. I got to be getting back up there to the gold spot. Today I ran the trommel on top of the cube. Did a video about that. But just some buckets I've had laying in camp. I thought I'd run them and get rid of that. So I did that and got me a little bit of color, a little bit of gold, not much, but some. So it's time for me to start heading back up to the hills. So, who else want to talk about anything? What does anybody else want to talk about? We ain't talking about detectors. We ain't going to talk about that. So, we talked about treasures. We talked about cameras. We talked about prospecting. Should we just give some gold away and call it a fun time? Should we do that? It'll probably be easy. You guys, it'll be an easy question for those of you guys that see the videos. I have to find where I did with my question. What did I do with my questions that I had? I wrote it down. I wrote the questions down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's my nugget jar. I got a long ways to go to fill this sucker up. Okay, here's my question right here. Time and Tide, MD, Rolling Section Prospecting and Explore. What software do you use to do these weekly podcasts? This software here, I'm using what's called StreamYard. It's a, what do they call that? Web-based, so it's no program on my end of it. I just basically log on to their end and upload all the information with that. Tad says crashed in 1953. Okay. I think that was like May something, 1953, maybe somewhere around there. Raphael, how can I tell between slag and lead? Found a piece of the size of a basketball. How can you tell the difference between slag and lead? That's a very good question. Let's see. Well, I would say if you dump some acid on it, let's see, lead will act one way and slag will act another way. Let's see. Should be a difference in slag should be a little harder, where I think lead would be more softer. That would just be my guess. I think if you hit lead should just smash, where your slag should break apart. It'll depend on what type of slag it is. I live in an area where old copper mine, magma, is slag magnetic. Slag should not be magnetic, I don't think. Lead should not be magnetic either. Those are both non-ferrous materials. Hat do you charge to rent a dry washer? I've never got really in the habit of renting dry washers because, with dry washers you need motors, and then motors you need gas and oil and all that type of stuff. Hydrochloric acid, David says. Lead will melt quicker. Time and Tide MD says. Okay. Mike Bush, did you get your motorhome fixed? My motorhome? There's nothing wrong with my motorhome. I don't have a motorhome, Mike. If you're talking to me, I don't have a motorhome. My trailer that got all screwed up, I fixed it. It's up there in Meadview now, on the lot up there, hanging out up there. Just like a meteorite. Aaron Child says, see, look at RR tracks. They use it on the sides of the rails. What's that? Slag? Got to sand it in for testing. I'm out in the mountain with no acid or all sand, Arizona. The let's see here. I've got somewhere. Where's my stuff at? I got a bunch of rocks right here. I believe this is where, okay, see like this here. I got a magnet. Don't I have a magnet in place? You'd think I'd have a magnet someplace. Oh man, I don't have a magnet here. But I got a whole bunch of rocks here. All of these rocks. Oh, they're heavy. They're all iron ore. Some people might think they see some of this stuff. A lot of it's hematite. They'll see these and they'll think maybe it's a meteorite. And they're magnetic. Most of these are magnetic. So if they stick to a magnet, then it's magnetite. If it don't stick to a magnet, then it's hematite. Some of them might be semi-magnetic, a little bit magnetic, so it might be, a little bit of magnetite, hematite mixed. But this here one is a meteorite right here. This one is a meteorite. It is highly magnetic. It's got more rust in it, iron in it. But this one here is a meteorite. All these other ones are hematites, magnetite pieces. That stuff. I don't have a magnet to show nothing on that. So along the railroad tracks, they use when they use a welding thing when they hook the tracks together. They use this weird device. Have you ever seen that video how they hook the tracks together, where they dump the stuff in there and it's like they light it on fire and it flames, and then they break the stuff apart and it welds the tracks. And then they got these cones and different slag that's kind of laid behind. Some of them are square, and then they're just cast aside or whatever that they are. Don't lick the rocks. I won't. Termite. Okay, that's what they're using on the railroad tracks, Josh. Yes. It called flux. All right, you guys are all smarter than I am, man. Quit asking me questions. I don't know. I'm not a civil engineer on railroad tracks. I really don't know how they do that stuff. I just know I've seen the stuff that they do. Remember Daryl one time brought in all this stuff in camp, big square slabs and these cone things, and he didn't know what it was. I didn't know what it was either. So I just started researching it, and then I found out that the stuff that they used on the railroad tracks is what it was. The slag I have is slightly magnetic. Then it would have other stuff in it, depending on what kind of slag it is. Is it slag from a furnace that you melted gold with? Is it slag from an iron? I don't know. I don't know. Just dissolve it and see what happens. Smash it. Hit it with the sledgehammer. Just take it and just smash it and see what happens. Okay, so I know some of you guys are in here going up to Meadview. Let me play this Meadview commercial here.
Do you enjoy metal detecting? Do you enjoy finding gold? Join us on October 14th and 15th, Saturday and Sunday, when we will do a push on a private mining claim located near Meadview, Arizona, which is south of Lake Mead in the Lost Basin area. We have found a lot of gold in the past. We will be back. With a backhoe, we will expose new ground in proving nugget patches. Join us and get your share of the gold. We will be on site to help anyone who needs help with their detector or in locating their share of the gold. The cost is only $100 per person. We will even provide hamburgers on Saturday night. You can camp on the claim or stay in the nearby RV park or hotel. Call now and reserve your spot in this limited hunt. Call 928-851-7167. That number again is 928-851-7167. Call now.
Hematite is often mistaken for meteorites. That is correct. Because hematite, when you're walking up a wash and your black sand is a good indication for gold. If you start to see big chunks of your hematite, that's you'll see stuff like this here. And the more they travel, the more it gets beat down and it gets finer and finer and finer, and it becomes your black sand. So if you see big chunks of these laying all over the place, that's a good indication that chances are that's what your goal. Oh, I disappeared there for a moment. I hope I'm not running out of internet stuff. Like sometimes your hematite will turn what they call hematite cubes. Hematite, I think, is a cube form, but there's a little cube from hematite. If I had a magnet, I'd show you something. There's another piece of a meteorite. This came from meteorite crater up there in Arizona. There's another little one too. I had a friend that snuck up there one time, and he just gathered hundreds of meteorites from the crater up there. But this one that I got came out in this area out here, and I was using the 7000. That's it right there. I was using the 7000 metal detector, and I had the target, and I dug down with the pick, and then all of a sudden the target went away, and I couldn't find the target anymore. And then all of a sudden I realized it was stuck to my pick, and it's meteor, and it's highly magnetic. So, but you can take a meteorite, and if you scratch it, you'll see the silver or nickel that'll expose, where some of your other type rocks won't do that. But yes, so when you find them up there, sometimes people mistake them for meteorites. Okay. It could be hematite that you found. Hematite is like generally it's non-magnetic, but it could be semi-magnetic. And chances are it's just hematite. Okay. Gone again. Fusion crust. I just left there. Gone again. Hello, Jack. You ever go prospect old mines? Heavy Vaughn. I sometimes go on old mines. The mine dumps. Mine dumps are excellent sites to tell what they pulled out of the mines. If a mine is up on the hill, and your mine dumps indicate that it was a gold mine, or there are books out. Here in Arizona, we have these kind of books here. So what you can do with these books here is you go look on township and range and section, and which subsection, all that, quarter sections. They'll tell you if it's AU or CU or whatever they pulled out of there. If they're pulling out AU, well, that's gold. Another indication is you got your books. Like here we got Arizona placer gold deposits. There's Utah placer gold deposits, Nevada placer gold deposits. But you look for those books, and then books will tell you the same kind of principle, how much they pulled out and what they pulled out. So if a mine is up on the hill and it was a gold mine, you can look at the rocks that they're pulling out too. If there's a lot of rock in front of that mine, then that's probably a pretty deep mine that goes back in there. You can look at the rocks and kind of tell what kind of they were pulling out too. But if it was gold, so you got to figure if there was a vein exposed and it's breaking off and weathering and climbing downhill or rolling downhill into your washes. So start to play in some of those washes, and that's what the old timers would do. They'd start in those washes and then work their way up until they found the source. But you can go backwards from the source too, where if you think the source is there, backtrack. As they front track, you backtrack and start to go down in the washes and start to look from the mines to the washes look for some of your placer deposits. Okay, new to the channel and friendly. Well, welcome, Henry Vaughn. Welcome to the channel. Mining reports are good. So anyway, there's a lot of information on the internet that about mining and the area that you want to go to. Just research that area, and a great, excellent source to find anything. Even if you're looking for mining claims or areas where there's gold, join your local clubs or wherever you want to go to, and you get their books and their guides and prospecting books and that, and then you can look on there and the topo maps, and then from there, because now you got their townships and their range and where their claims are, you can broaden that around and see what claims are nearby too. But gold is always found where gold is found, and a lot of these clubs ain't going to have claims if there's no gold on them. So start from there and then branch out. Okay, USGS. What about wells pumping out water? That I'm not sure about wells pumping out any water. 800 feet down is pretty deep. Some of your mines, they dug and dug and dug until they hit water, and once they hit water, then they had to quit. I know there's a mine up here by me that they've tried to pump the water out several times, and they just can't get it out because it just keeps filling back in too quick, so they can't mine that anymore. But a lot of times they'll dig down and then they hit the water table. A lot of washes around me. Yeah, start your washes. That's the thing. The smaller washes are the better ones. The gold is it works its way down from the hills into a smaller wash, into a larger wash, to a larger wash. So just kind of work your way up. And especially if you're in an area where there's a lot of mines at. How they discovered gold in California. That's right, in the Long Toms, or the from Sutter's Mill, in the flume of Sutter's Mill. That's right, Sutter, John Sutter. Okay, let's see. Face blue smiley. I would like to come prospect in Arizona someday. You can come prospect in Arizona anytime you would like. Bluebell mine full of water. Okay. Let's see. Janon. Hello. Hope you're doing well. Did you guys get all your prizes yet and marketing stuff? All prizes have been mailed out. They were mailed out. I think Saturday and Monday, everything got mailed out. You're in Colorado. There's some gold in Colorado. I was just up there a couple months or so ago, up there on the Arkansas River. Has gold in it. Cool, you got your prizes. You got it all. Okay. So there's gold in Colorado. Things in Colorado, man, some of the mountain ranges are so steep. But yeah, Colorado has gold. Breckenridge area, I've played around, and a lot of where the old dredge tailings are and all of that. There's gold there. There's clubs in Colorado you can join. Colorado River areas up in there has gold in it. We've played in. So yeah, Colorado has gold. Other things you can, like when you're driving on the highway, there's places in Colorado that we used to do that on. You drive along the highway, and where they cut the part of the mountains down, where they put the road in, between the mountains. If you look at those hills where they cut away at, and the cobbles, like sometimes they're round, and there's a lot of cobbles in there, round cobbles and dirt, which probably meant that was a high bench area. We've actually stopped and took buckets of dirt out of those areas, and we found gold in there. So you can always look at those things when you're cutting, driving. If they're, a lot of just hard rock and all of that, then chances are there's no gold there. But so, what about the Girls River? I have no clue what the Girls River is. Is that where girls hang out at? Denny's won't let you do anything. Richard, dude, no problem, but no package in the mail yet. Well, keep an eye on it, Richard, because everything's been mailed out, and everything's got tracking on it. So if you don't get any of your packages that you should have gotten, prizes, let me know. Send me an email or whatever, message, email or whatever, and I will track it and see what's going on with it. There's a lady trying to sell Crown King mine, saying it has no water in it. Strange water was at the 400-foot level. There's a lot of scrupulous people out there. Some people tried to sell toilet water, that there was gold in toilet water, sewer water. There's gold everywhere. Secret is, can you get it? So, eventually gold, as it keeps weathering itself down, is just going to basically turn to nothing other than just, atoms or whatever they call them, as it works its way down into the hills before they hit the oceans and everything. It's just going to get so hammered to pieces that there's nothing left of it other than vapors almost. And if you got all them vapors and could put them back together, I guess you could get a lot of gold. There's a lot of gold in the oceans, but it's not worth mining it or worth getting it out of there just because it's so fine in that. Yeah, mines there are unsafe. Hey, Jeff, Dan Hammond, that video of you and your buddy sitting around a campfire and you could hear a Bigfoot or something. What do you think? You're talking about the one when we were in Colorado on a bow hunt, or we were hunting? Is that the one you're talking about, Dan? And in the background there was the growl sound and everybody took off. Is that the one that you're talking about? I'm not sure which one you mean, but if that's the one you were talking about, that was one of them game collars that we put up on the hill. And then once we were all around the fire, we set it off and it started to screech, and that's what we called the Colorado. Out there was Route County, and we were calling it Route County River Rate. If that's the video you're talking about, that's the one I remember. It was just one of them game collars that had a sound on it, trying to scare everybody. When everybody gets drinking around a campfire, you never know what kind of shenanigans get pulled. Ocean mining, yes, let's go ocean mining. All right. Okay, guys, I've heard that Tad wouldn't mind heading up to Alaska to do some ocean and beach sleushing. There's there is a lot of gold on the beach up there in Nome. Alaska had a lot of the gold up there, and as the waves come in and erodes down parts of the hillsides and then it pulls that back out to the water, and it just starts to expose. When you're up there looking for stuff, you look for your layers of black sands, and those are your good pay layers that you like to get into. Nestor C. Jack, that's one cool hat. Hey, thank you, Nestor. Welcome. It is in Nome, Alaska. Nome, Alaska is a good place to go. Good gold in Nome, Alaska. There's good gold everywhere. My biggest piece of gold I ever found was right here in Arizona. I used to say the most gold I ever found was in Alaska, but that was up until picked up this claim up in Meadview. And I, up there, have found probably over 200 pieces of gold up there in the Meadview area alone. My biggest pieces of gold I ever found was out here on our local claim out here. And the biggest one I found was 18 grams of gold that had in it. So that was nice. And I found some other stuff out here too. We've got some good stuff out here, some good gold. Good gold has come from out in this area out here. Okay. So like I told you guys, the guests we had planned for tonight had emergency or something, so they had to change. They'll be on next week, they're saying. So this week I had to wing it myself. So what I'm going to do, like I said before I signed off, I was going to give you a chance to win this vial. It's got gold in it. And I put a little bit of sand in it too, but there's some gold in it too. So whoever wins that, you have to be in the United States. I don't want to ship to Canada or Alaska or anything like that it'll kill me. So See, if you end up going to the spiral staircase, I can send you some grids of some interesting markers on the way and pass it. Yes, Dallas, do that because we're planning to make a trip over to that. So that is in the plans that we're going to do. I'm going to take my ATV up there, so hopefully I can get around better up in that area. But that's my plan. So, all right. So I'm going to give that away. So in the chat room, I'm trying the best I can to see all of the question or the answers in there. So it has to be the answer has to be what I got on here. Okay, it has to be what I got on here. So I'm going to ask you this question. Can I pay it forward, Jack, to David? You ain't won it, Terry. You got to win it first. Then you can if you want to. Okay. So here's the question. Let's see. This wasn't last video. Let's see, this wasn't the last video, so this had to be the video before last. Thinking about this, or was this the last video? I'm trying to think what was the last video. What was the last video? No, the last video was when I walked up around these caves up here. So it wasn't that, so it was the video before last. I said in there, I talked about, do you have Onyx hunting amp and you can only take an ATV to the parking lot? I have, I use Base Camp or whatever it's called. I have Onyx, but I really don't use that. I just did the free trial of all of that, but I've got topo maps and all that. Okay, but up there at Don's Camp and all of that to get around or whatever, I think. Okay, so here's the thing. I was talking about the old mining camp. What's left? I was talking about the old mining camp, and I mentioned what's left. What was that I said was left? First correct answer that I see in the chat room will win that. I had to try to make it a little hard. No mill, no rocks, no cabin cans, no memories, old crucible, no BBs, no. Now you guys are guessing. Rocks and mud, no. Gold garbage, no. Foundations, no. You guys are guessing now. Walls, no. You guys are guessing now. Can dump, no. Lead, no. Nope, you guys are just guessing. Foundations, no. No. Rock drawings, no. Bed, no. Somebody was close. Somebody was close. Arrestas, Post, pics of Elvis, rock drawings, no. Outhouse, no. Lucy Santorosa, hello. I know I butchered that name. Markers, no. Trash, no. Foundations, no. Cheeseburger, no. Come on. Clay markers, no. Markers, no. Life. I said when I was at the old mining camp, I said all that's left was what? Old outhouse boards, letter from Elvis, a life foundation, level areas, nails, nope. See, I had to try to make this one harder. Apparently I did too. Cool. I wanted to make it harder. Tin cans, no. Foundations, no. Old cans, no. Can dumps, no. Foundations, no. Pickaxe, no. Rubble, no. Tailing piles, no. Reptiles, no. All right. Bones, no. Ain't shit, no. Ain't shit left, nope. Dolby rocks, blocks. Nope. I'm going to have to give you guys this answer and then give you another one because it doesn't look like anybody picked this up right off the thing. Bill Sherry says memory. Somebody said memories before. Bed frames. No. Hand piles. No. Spanish gold. No. Outlines. No. All right. So you guys are molar cases. No. All right. You guys are all just guessing. So nobody knows what it is. Graves. No. Petroglyphs. No. Let me tell you then. I'm going to give you the answer and then I'll give you another question. So you have to stop guessing on this one because apparently nobody's going to know what it is. So I'm going to give you the answer, and then I'll give you another question. Fire pit. Nope, not a fire pit. Okay. I said when I was at the old mining camp, I said, what's left? What I said was the only thing that's left around here now are just remnants. Just remnants. That's all that's left. So people that said memories, you guys are close. Okay, so I'm going to give you another question here. That was from the same video that I said, if you go up that draw, you'll go to the what? If you go up that draw, you'll go to what? Yeah, now you say just remnants. If you go up that draw, you'll go to what? Not the mine, not the garbage, not the camp. This is another question now. The Biffy, no. That garage, camp, no. Mine, the chair, nope. This is a whole, in that same video from 2 weeks ago. If you go up that draw, it was way off in the distance, and I pointed that if you go up that draw, you could go to what? Not the pass, not the mine dump. Man, the source, no. Oh man, you guys are really, you guys are flunking on this one. All right, so there, somebody got it. Somebody said it was close, but one person said it right on, and that's what it had to be right on. So it was said. So let me stop here and see where this person was. Let me get back here. So we got to verify too, though. So we got some verification. That was the Lake Mead video when I talked about that when we went exploring. So Henry Vaughn said Grand Canyon. And then after that, Luis Santarosa said Grand Canyon Skywalk. And that is the correct answer. I said if you go up that draw, you'll come to the Grand Canyon Skywalk. That's what I said. So congrats to Lisa Santosa. You got that right. So, do you live in the U.S.? If you do, send me your info and I can send that out to you. You got it. Correct is the right answer that I was looking for. That's on my list. Grand Canyon Skywalk. Okay. PM, email, goldfeverradio@yahoo.com. Okay. Technicality. All right. So, anyways, guys, that's what I've got today. This is the show. Captain Reynolds, hello. You guys popping in. Hello. Congrats, everybody. Thank you, everybody, coming in. Next week, we'll have our guest here. Hopefully, they won't cancel. They're Joe and Pete. They're up there from the New Jersey area, way up there. They do a lot of metal detecting and Civil War artifacts. Pete's got a whole basement full of artifacts in his museum. a lot of stuff that he has collected over the years. So they're always a good. How often do you go live, Jack? Every Wednesday night, same time, right here. Every Wednesday, 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time, right here. Every Wednesday for I don't know how many years. Been doing this, last 4 years or something like that, and try to post a video every weekend, a new video every weekend, whether it's about prospecting or equipment or some type of adventure, anyways. But try to do that every week. So follow us on YouTube if you're not a subscriber. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and get involved with that. So let me find my ending out of here. And I'm going to say good night, everybody. I appreciate you guys all hanging. So till our paths cross again, you guys all be safe. Take care of yourself. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a blessed week. See y'all. Bye.